Hello, this is just a short message for us to ponder over how much God loves us. Bible tells us in Ephesians chapter 3 verse number 19 that God's love is so great that it can never be fully understood. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only begotten Son, and whoever should believe in this Son will not perish but have everlasting life. I want to invite you today for us to focus upon the gift of Jesus that God gave. Bible says Jesus' eternal nature is co-equal with God. In a sense, God gave him himself. God gave us himself to die in our place. God sent his Son, who represented him, to come and die for his enemies. I'm not sure if any parent would do this. Your one and only begotten Son. Abraham tried that. No wonder Abraham's expression of how much he loves God was to be obedient and offer Isaac. And God was able to do even much more by offering Jesus to us to express how much he loves us. You know, a story is told that if you love more, you give more. If you love less, you give less. Sometimes you can determine somebody's love by the extent of their sacrifice, the extent of their self-denial. Jesus denied himself. He went to the cross for us. He sacrificed his life. You know, a story is told about a famine breaking out in a country, and a family of 6, the mom and dad, decided that the only way they could solve this great starvation was to send one of their children into slavery. They should sell one of their children, that the money they will get, they will feed the rest of the family with. They considered selling their first son, but they came into agreement that they couldn't part with their first child because their first child is a proof of how fertile they are, or a proof of the man's potency. So they could not do away with their first offspring. They considered the second child, and the second child was the spitting image of the father. So the mother said, no, how could I part away with a child that looks like my lover, a child that looks like my husband? They considered the third child, and the third child was singularly just like the mom. The dad also said that no, there's no way we could sell this child into slavery, into bondage. I'm not going to do away with this child because he looks just like my wife. And the fourth child was their Benjamin. He was their last darling. They weren't prepared to part away with this child. So they said to themselves, the mom and dad said to themselves that we'll rather die together than to part away with any of our children. You know, this story really touched my heart, and I'm sure it's touching your heart too. But God, in his position, did not deny us his Son. He sent his Son to come into this world, to suffer, to be rejected, to die, to be buried, to be resurrected for us. God gave us himself. God gave us everything that he's got. I mean, to the extent we can even say that God loved us more than he did to Jesus, because he allowed Jesus to come and die to take our place. Sometimes we don't feel God's love. Part of the reason is we are so far. I want to leave you today with James chapter 4 verse number 8. Come close and you feel the warmth of his embrace. God bless you.